A $1 teleprompter? You're having a laugh, I can hear you all say. No, it's not this one. This is my iPad-based teleprompter, which I normally use, or should I say, I used to use. But this is not the one I'm going to be telling you about today, because I use a new method which I find to be just as effective, if not more so. And if I'd have known about this, I wouldn't have bought this. In this video, I'll show you how I did this and how to use this method effectively. You do need to watch the video all the way through to the end to get the best from this method. And yes, I am using it right now to read the script, so you can see how effective it is, and I'll be using it through the entire video. Okay, let's get a few things straight before we get started. Firstly, this $1 teleprompter is not meant to be used as a replacement for one that we would use at a live event, for example. Or if you want to talk continuously without a break for probably more than 30 seconds or more. This is meant to be used when you're making videos that are going to have a natural editing cut or transition probably every 20 or 30 seconds or so, which is about the length of time that I've been talking now. So why, if I have a teleprompter already, would I bother with a much cheaper alternative? Well, as always, there's a bit of a backstory to this. You may have noticed from some of my other videos that I do a bit of green screen work, and it was a result of me getting a Blackmagic cinema camera in order to give me the best quality video without compression and data loss that I ran into a bit of a problem. Now, the Blackmagic cinema camera, and this is one, needs a very wide angle lens in order to work with the short distances in my home studio, and it's the size of this lens which really caused all the problems. You see, when I tried to fit it in the teleprompter, because it has such a wide angle field of view, you can see the frame of the teleprompter in the actual shot. The only way to get rid of this is to try and move the camera further forward so you don't see the frame. But because the lens is so big, it actually hit the glass. So if I wanted to continue using a written script, I knew I had to use a different method, but one which still would give me very similar results to the original teleprompter. So here it is. Doesn't look much, does it? That's because it isn't. It's basically a script or a page of a script which is attached to a light stand and placed as close as possible to the camera. Now, this surprisingly simple method actually has several advantages over the real teleprompter. The first big advantage is the cost. It's literally a piece of paper with a couple of spring clamps attaching it to the stand. But this was not originally the priority, because I was actually looking for the functionality, but it's a very welcome benefit. If a bit belated, because I've already spent the money, a few £100, on the other one. The second advantage is that you're not limited by the camera you're using. Unlike the real teleprompter, it can be used with anything, from an iPhone to a full-size camera. It still works very well. The other advantages are more in the way this forces you to work. You see, with a normal teleprompter, the text can be as long as you like, and unless you or someone else is controlling it, it just keeps on scrolling. Now, if you've ever worked with a real teleprompter, you'll soon realise that it's not so easy to keep up with the text. Sometimes it feels like it's going too fast, other times it feels like it's going too slow. This makes it much easier to make mistakes, even when you're reading text you've written yourself. And the whole point of a teleprompter is to try and eliminate mistakes, stick to the script without rambling and the usual ums and ahs that follow. Having just one section of script in front of you at any one time, like this, makes it easier to read at your own pace. You can speed up and slow down as you like, and you can place the emphasis on the ends of sentences and paragraphs much easier because you know where you are in the script. With a real teleprompter, you just see a small window of text which is scrolling up, so it's not so easy to know where you are in the grand scheme of things sometimes, and therefore mentally prepare yourself as you read and speak. This can then lead you to sounding rather stiff and rigid as you speak out your script like this sometimes. If you watch people on TV, you may well notice that they don't talk for long stretches of time. The editors will cut the take into shorter pieces and maybe put a cutaway or a transition cut in. Now, this makes it much easier to watch someone whilst they can give sometimes quite a long speech which might last for several minutes or more. Now, because you're only reading one page of material at a time, you naturally get a shorter section of speech. And because you know where the endings are coming, the edits can sound more natural compared to speech which has been cut up from a longer continuous speech, like that you can get from a real teleprompter if you're not careful, and I know because I've done it myself. It all starts with a script. Normally I write it using Microsoft Word, but you could use any word processor or text processor. Once I have a finished version, I then select all the text and increase the point size to 36 point. Now this gives me the approximate size of text which is easy to read from around 6 to 10 feet away from a camera. The next thing to do is to make sure that you enable page numbers. The bigger text will turn a 2 to 3 page document into a 15 to 20 page one, so you need to know where you are and on what page you're on. Now I normally tweak the text of each page so that I have complete sentences or paragraphs. You don't want a sentence to stop halfway through because you won't be able to match it up again in the edit. Try not to go under 30 point because this can make it too small to read easily. You want each page to be self-contained so that the endings sound natural when they are cut together in the edit. Now place the first page on a pole or stand. I use a spare lighting stand and a clamp to hold the paper to the pole. If you don't have one of these, then you can use a piece of sticky tape or blue tack maybe. You need to position the paper so it is as close as possible to the camera lens. You need to do this so when you're reading the text, you look like you're looking into the camera. With a normal teleprompter, you're looking directly into the camera through the reflective glass where the text appears. Now, because you can't put the paper in front of the lens, you're always going to be looking slightly to one side or the other. That won't show if you're far enough away from the camera and you don't place the paper too far away from the actual lens. Otherwise, it will become obvious to the viewers that you're not looking into the camera, and that can become quite distracting. Now, what I would recommend you to do is at the beginning of each take is to remember to say the page number you're reading from. Then go on to read the page of text in one take. If you make a mistake or you're not happy with it, don't stop the camera. Just carry on and do it again. And then do it again and again until you're finally happy with it. Once you're finished, then stop the camera. Now, replace the page, do the next page, and then do the same again and again and again until you've done all the pages in your script. In your editing program, you just need to go through each take and then select the best version you did. Then trim away the rest and save the take as the page number. When you finish, you'll have all your best takes in a group of videos in page order. Now you just have to sequence them together in your editing software, apply transitions, and that's it really. And it's as simple as that. And you didn't need an iPad, another tablet, a laptop, an expensive teleprompter frame, or the software to do it. And of course, this could just be the start for you. And if you think you did need a real teleprompter, then at least you've had some useful experience reading in the same style, but at a much lower cost. If you have any comments or ways that you think this could be improved, then please leave them in the box below. And don't forget to like and subscribe so that you can keep up with more videos from us in the future. Better still, hop on over to video-alchemy.com and join our free newsletter. And if you would like to see some more videos, there are some down the side here. Or just hop over to the Video Alchemy YouTube channel for the rest. So until the next time, my name is Paul Shillito, and this has been a Video Alchemy production. Hope to see you again soon. Bye.